pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lauren, would you mind?
Sure. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for all the safety that you've given us, and we ask for your continued hand over each and every one, the Civil Water Patrol, that we can stay safe, fly safe, and perform our missions that we do. Lord, be with us this evening, help us to learn some more, and the camaraderie that we have. Amen.
Thank you, Lauren. So tonight we're just going to talk over some general issues that we have as a squadron. Lon, you want to give us an update on our airplanes, both of them?
Both
if
of
there's
them,
any?
you bet. Okay, so the current one that's being flown, the 206 non-turbo, I just updated some Mexican insurance so that when we fly the mission down at IPL,
Right.
we have to have insurance, and that's in the book now, and I've gone through and updated some other stuff with that. The plane has, I think, about 20 some odd hours before the oil change. The regs for that have changed, so it's now every 4 months that you have to change the oil.
Well, it's 40, I just looked it up again today, 45 to 55 hours, and there's no going over that anymore. So 45 to 55 hours, and then it's or 4 months, whichever comes first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, that window is about what it was before. It used to be 40 to 60, but
Yeah.
you're not supposed to go over 60 either in the past. Okay, so now if we jump to the other plane, 437, there's two major things going on right now with the engine, high oil consumption, and we've been trying to get the analysis from Maintenance 1 and to Gary so that he can get it to National and they all make some decisions. Gary had asked for the data from Kevin. I'm not sure why he's not getting it sent in to Gary, but
I talked to him a little bit today, and he said that he's waiting for some information from his engine cylinder guy.
okay.
He's the professional for the engine cylinder condition. So he's going to get some sort of report from him. Then he'll put his 2 cents worth in and send it to Gary, and then Gary's got to send it out.
So for your information, I'm still gonna hold the AIF and the pilot operating handbook. I was gonna put it in the plane tonight, but it's all locked up and I didn't bring my own personal key, so
Okay.
I still have that. It's probably not going anywhere in the next week anyway.
You could put it in the hangar if you want to, and
I thought about that.
then if it has to go out, then. But it's not flying anywhere, so.
Right, so
You know.
So I can bring it back if it had to be, but the other thing that's going on with that, beside the engine, they're gonna try to do an annual inspection. And since it was gone, people did maintenance on it and they never logged it in the book, and so I'm waiting on stickers to put in the book for maintenance that's been done, so I'm not too happy about all that. The other thing that they tried to sneak through, and in this PCRM, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that application on here,
Right.
but you can go to that and it's got aircraft information and flight release officer listings and check pilot, it's a nice application. In there, when I look up 437, they list it as a gross weight of 3,800 pounds. Okay, what they've been trying, I should
Back up a little bit.
back up a little bit on how I'm gonna phrase this.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cessna
Just
put
remember,
out,
we're being recorded and everybody
Yes.
can see us.
Cessna put out in their pilot operating handbook a supplement that increases the gross takeoff weight to 3889. Don't quote me on the exact number about that, but it's an STC that has to be put installed on the airplane.
Correct.
Okay, well, it is not installed on 437.
Right.
There is no logbook entry, and nobody has ever done.
And there's no 337 from the manufacturer. There's no installation 337 from the
So
installer.
the supplement, the reference is a service instruction, and when you go to this or service letter, where you go to that, it defines what it takes to install this STC.
Correct.
Well, one of them is there's 3 parts to order.
Right,
and they total up to almost $8,000.
right,
One for drawings and installation instructions. Number two, there's a software chip that upgrades the G1000 avionics. Now, that's a pretty big deal because it changes all the V-speeds. When you change the gross weight of the airplane, you don't just say it's so.
right.
There's certain things on these avionics that have to be updated. And the third thing, when you think about it, you have a standby airspeed altimeter that's also got to change. Or, another way is to change the markings on there because those V-speeds change. But they recommend changing the airspeed indicator. So
Right.
all those total up to be almost $8,000,
Correct.
not including the labor.
Right.
So as soon as I get the labor quote for that, and then the weight and balance will have to be changed also. So it's going to be roughly, let's just say, about $10,000 to add 189 pounds for the gross takeoff weight.
Yeah,
Now, a lot of people at National probably will not think that it's worth spending that kind of money just to increase it, 189 pounds. You still won't even get it up to the gross takeoff weight, I should say, the useful load that Zelda has. Zelda has 960 pounds with full fuel, useful load.
right,
That's quite a bit.
right,
It's got 10% less horsepower and it's not turbocharged. And if you make this increase to 437, it's gonna take it up to right now it's 706. So I had to modify the AMRAD and this stuff so that it was correct because there was spots.
until we get confirmation that the STC's been installed, obviously, right?
Well, it's not. There's
Right.
no longer.
We know that,
I know that.
you and I know that.
Yeah, we know that, so, I've taken the supplement out
Yeah.
of the pilot operating handbook.
Somebody was misled or misinformed before at wherever the aircraft went to, and unfortunately, it
Yeah, you can't just, make this stuff up and say it's so.
So you said somebody
I mean,
snuck
unless you're the I'm sorry, I should.
careful.
Yeah, be careful. So, so there's the two major updates.
Visitor,
The engine,
please sign in the sheet right there.
the time, the TBO time for that, I confirmed that I was looking at the wrong line. It is 2,000 hours. And actually you could add like 2,200 if you use Lycoming parts in the cylinder changes that they did, but they did not. So
Okay,
we're still at 2,000. So there's about a little over 400 hours left before the TBO time is due.
well, I talked to Kevin a little bit about it, and he's under the impression that all 6 cylinders need to be replaced. They need to be replaced with steel cylinders, not chrome cylinders. That's going to cost a lot of money. And I'm gonna just throw out a number, I don't know the exact number, don't quote me on it, but it's about $2,000 a cylinder cost for the cylinders, because the cylinders come with pistons, rings, and wrist pins, And then there's gonna be a labor cost, which I would imagine will be, about $4,000 for labor as well. So, and miscellaneous parts, gaskets and hoses and things that have to be redone. So you're talking almost a $20,000 bill, right?
Yeah, and if you want to overhaul that engine, it'd be about $31,000.
I think that engine, that's gonna be more than that. I think it's probably gonna be 40 to 60.
Okay.
It's, it's a big engine, the Lycoming, so.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we lose so much weight, is because the Lycoming weighs more than the Continental engines do. So that's why we lose our payload in the beginnings anyway, so.
Okay, so that's pretty much it for the update on the airplane. Planes.
Bob's watching on Zoom.
On Zoom, yeah, he texted
Did he
me.
text you? Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Bob. Thought you were coming in on your airplane, but I guess you're not, so.
No, it's dead battery. That's what,
Again,
yeah,
the problem about flying it every 6 months. you know,
that's right.
batteries
That's what I told him. Every 6
go
months,
bad,
Bob.
so. So a couple of things we need to talk about. Thank you, Lon, by the way. And keep up the great work because we're getting more of an education than we used to. So, all that.
Yeah, when it comes time, I'll talk to Terry, but I might be able to help walk through some of like the turbocharger, how it works and
Right?
all that
right.
kind of stuff.
That'd be great. It'd be nice to have you up here doing a presentation, so. Coming up, we have Thanksgiving week, and we have December coming up. And we have a Christmas party that we need to vote whether we wanna have a Christmas party or not this year. I would expect us to have it at the Spaghetti Factory again. They're pretty accommodating. It works out pretty good. You can have whatever you want, and they split the bill 27 ways or whatever you want. So I think that's excellent.
Yeah.
Spouses too?
Huh?
Spouses too?
Spouses can come. Sure, absolutely.
Significant other.
Of course.
So let's have
My
a
ex.
show of hands. We got enough people here. Show of hands. You want to have a Christmas party this year? I do. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anybody else? Come on. You don't have to go. Just say we want one.
No, he's a non-voting member.
Yeah, he's not a member yet. So, but okay. So I think we'll have another Christmas party. So I estimated the 21st. So if anybody has a better idea on that, let me know. Thank you, Bob. He said yes.
Is that a Tuesday?
Huh?
What day is that? A Tuesday?
21st.
That's,
So this is something we got to vote on as well. What day we want to have it on? So because I'll have to call and make the reservations.
Tuesday.
yeah, Tuesday.
So it's a meeting. It's a standard meeting night, Tuesday, right?
Which spaghetti factory is it?
It'll be the one in Riverside.
At Tyler?
No,
No.
the other one in Riverside.
There's only one in Riverside and it's
Yeah.
not Tyler.
That's the only one I know of.
Tyler or Mission or
Downtown.
something like
It's
that.
downtown Riverside. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just put Riverside.
So I think
Mission
the
Inn.
21st. Now we're gonna
Well,
close.
that's the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, we're gonna close between the 15th. We're gonna have a meeting on the 14th, which is the last safety meeting of the year. And we're gonna close on the 15th, and we're gonna be closed all the way until the 4th of January, if everybody's okay with that. That's what we do pretty much every year. We close it for the last couple of weeks of December. So we're gonna have a meeting on the 14th, like I said, which will be our last meeting. I'd like to have everybody there, have a mandatory meeting, so the last one of the year. And then our party will be the next week, which is the 21st. It's not a meeting, it's just a get-together, so, but it's a normal meeting night. Anybody agree to that? All right, everybody agree to that? So that's what we're gonna do. It's a standard meeting night, the 21st. So, it'll generally be, thanks, Bob. Or a Saturday or Sunday, we could have it on, whatever you'd like. But I think Tuesday night would be fine. Probably at the same time, probably about 6 to 7 o'clock. Should we do it earlier than a standard meeting, 7 o'clock? Should we do it at 6?
6?
I think that's a good idea.
6? Okay.
Traffic,
Huh?
traffic for those that can't get there. Anybody has to
Where
work?
are you gonna be?
Well, I can, I'm just a bum, so I can be there.
What's that?
I'm just a bum, so I can be there. I'm just thinking about the guys that have to deal with traffic after work or something.
Yeah, it's pretty busy downtown, but I think we can make it. There's gonna be a lot of parties that week, because of the Christmas party, a lot of business Christmas parties. So we gotta make sure that we think about that, but, typically, I'm going to reserve the room for about 20 people. So there'll be husbands and wives or boyfriends, girlfriends, those kind of scenarios. So about 20, 25 people, but they can always Spaghetti Factory's always had enough room, so if we get a few more people, they just put a few more chairs under the table and we're ready to go, so. They're pretty accommodating, so. So
Well,
that's,
is 6 o'clock gonna be the hors d'oeuvre time, or the?
yeah, we'll meet in the bar at 6 and
Okay.
probably get there at 6:30 maybe, for the appointment, right? I'm gonna have to verify that, but we got time to verify that. So, does anybody have any objections? We're gonna be gone the whole week of Thanksgiving week. The 21st to the 27th will be dark, which is only one day for us to be dark, but I think that there's people that sometimes go out for Thanksgiving, they go out of town, and so I'm giving the ability to go out of town and come back in town and not worry about having a meeting or not showing up to a meeting, so. Everybody okay with that? Lon?
So you mentioned last week something about a lockbox to get in here to do the flight simulator?
I haven't bought that yet, but yeah.
So during this particular time would be an opportunity to use that flight simulator, and if the lockbox is set up by then.
You know, it's funny, I think I have one somewhere. So I'm gonna have to search for it, and if not, I'll have to buy another one. I like the lockbox we have at the gate. Have you ever used it?
Yes.
You punch in the number, you click the top, and you don't have to redo the number to close it, like the other lockboxes we have. So, I like that kind. That was
I
I
agree.
think it was $65 for that.
Good one.
Yeah, it's a pretty good lockbox. You just used
I
it, yeah.
just used it.
I did too.
So we'll put something like that on right outside this door. Or should we put it outside the glass door? Because the glass door is closer to the simulator. Any preferences, anybody?
Yeah, we don't have to walk that extra 25 feet.
Well, yeah.
Does the
You
same
have to
key
walk
work both
all the way
doors?
down here and then all the way back, so.
Same key works both doors?
It does,
So it doesn't matter.
it does, yeah, you can pick up the thing and walk down there and open the glass, so. Anything else? Does anybody have any questions about any of this? Any negative impact? Anything? Yeah, the simulator, I'll let you know. I should be able to get that within the next week, so. Unfortunately, Terry's been funding everything, so I have to ask the finance guy, if he's got funds for that, so.
I'm gonna help you with that.
Huh?
I'm gonna be helping you with
Okay, good. So dark Thursday is okay, dark for Thanksgiving is okay. We're okay everybody okay with the 15th all the way to the 4th? Look your calendars up. Is that too long? We will be meeting on the 21st for the Christmas party, so we're not gonna be that far away. Everybody okay with that? Great.
that. There's no gift exchange or anything,
No.
Nope.
okay.
Well, yeah,
I mean, you can give gifts if you
Just to
want
me.
to,
Well, I've got two other parties where there are.
but it's not required,
I just wanna be clear about that.
It's
Not reciprocal.
not expected. Let's put it
Not
that way.
expected, there you go. I'd like to remind everybody that the dues, it's time to pay dues, so if you haven't paid your dues, give me a check. $200 is our fee this year. And in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna be putting up a vote to see if we should raise that to a little bit more, so. This year, we're gonna be $200, so next year will be a little bit more, I think.
unless
Along
we,
with the times, everything costs more this year.
unless we can get the sign thing going.
Yeah, Terry's got a proposal into the city for trading the sign, a new sign for the airport, for our rent,
Oh, that's
for
a good
vans.
idea.
And so, we'll see. So, it goes through the city of Riverside and the city council and all that, and I'm not sure how receptive they'll be, but. There is a SARX coming up on November 6th and 7th. And it is a Group 1 SARX. It's a unique SARX. It's a,
December?
huh?
December?
November 6th and 7th.
Put that on the board.
Huh?
Put that on the board too.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Okay, I will. You should have got an email today or yesterday about that SARX, because they did a broadcast. It's gonna be mainly ground team exercise, right? I'm gonna be the AOBD, and I'll be the AOBD at Whiteman Airport. There'll be 2 planes involved so far, and they're gonna be carrying VTEC repeaters. The repeaters that we used to have in the back of the hangar have now been picked up by the James Burtz, and he's going to deploy those or put those over at Whiteman. But we're gonna have 2 aircraft fitted with those, which means they just go in the back seat. And you're gonna be a hybrid. Hybrid usually goes to about 10,000 feet. Since it's over the Gorman Pass, it may be higher. Let's hope not, because the air gets a little thin if you go a little higher than that. So probably have to wear O2 if we have to go higher. It's a multi-jurisdictional SAREX, which means I think the Sheriff's Department and I think Cal OES are going to participate. I'm not sure with those 2 agencies, so don't quote me on that.
The email's here.
Okay.
It's LA Sheriff and Ventura Sheriff.
Okay, I like Sheriff and Ventura Sheriff, okay. A lot of times I just skim these emails and I don't put anything in memory because my memory's bad. So, anyway, that's coming up. If you want to participate, make sure that you click on the link and you put in your name and your credentials, and they'll be contacting you. Right now, I have like 5 aircraft that have volunteered to be the aircraft to go. The aircraft has to have a connection for a VTAC repeater, which is the military connection that we have in the back of, we have it back in 437 and in 7598 Zulu. Has both, they both have the connection. The one in 7598 Zulu is a little substandard in my opinion, but it's there and it can be used, and an antenna connection has to be there. So most of the G1000s have had those fitted from the factory with an antenna and a power outlet. So it's the round dial ones that have the, you know, the ones that are added later. So if you want to go, then make sure you do the link. All right? David, you okay?
I have a question, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Would TMPs be allowed to fly that?
A TMP is allowed to fly hybrid missions, yes.
Okay.
So typically you're gonna have the VTAC repeater, you're gonna have one observer in the right seat to help you do stuff. The observer in the right seat will have to know how to use the radio, because they're gonna be talking from ground to the hybrids, and then from hybrid to hybrid, not going from hybrid, usually not going from ground to hybrid back to the ground. The VTAC repeaters are for all the agencies. In fact, our ground teams are gonna be using those frequencies. They're supposed to be in our channel plan. So, we're gonna be using those frequencies, interoperability frequencies. So I'm not sure which one that is. I think it's VTAC 30 or something, 35. I can't remember. So we'll tell you and remind you at the SAREX. So anyway, I'm trying something new out tonight. It's an online check-in list like we have over there. Have you seen it, Ben?
I'm not.
Oh, it's actually it's actually under, I think, personnel.
Oh, okay. So yes, I have seen that.
You have seen it. It's interesting. It looks like it's pretty. Looks like it's pretty good. But you guys can all go in and see who's been here, and who didn't make it. So, and it's public. You're going to be public records instead of having it on our sheets that you have to look up. It'll be public records. So, anybody have anything else to talk about? I mean, I'm running a little scarce here now. I guess I talked too fast. Anybody? All right.
I could talk about drones a little bit.
Good to know. I have been asked a couple of times from different people if we have a drone program here. Sir?
After he's done talking about drones, I can talk about professional development for a little
Great.
bit.
That was one of my topics here, but you're better at it than I am. Anyway, you know, the only person that I know has a drone is me and Lon and you, which doesn't mean that we've been doing anything, but are we still interested in having drone training and drone capability? It's up to us three.
I'm interested, but I do it anyways. I love it.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
And you know, as long as you keep it up and keep promoting it, you know, we'll eventually have something here.
Great.
So.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a kit here that we could use.
You mean one of the cap drone kits?
Yes. I don't know what that entails, but
I'll see what I can do.
It's
I
a whole
actually,
Skinner thing that you gotta go through to become a cap drone pilot.
well, we have Travis Carney, which he's in group 3, and he's one of the trainers now. He's all completely certified as a set instructor to do that. So,
Trainer and evaluator.
huh?
He's both a trainer and an evaluator.
Trainer and an evaluator, yeah, so, we could probably get him here, a couple of nights a month if you really want.
I wanna stick with the big plane.
You wanna stick with the big plane?
Yeah.
That's okay, that's okay, the drone program is unique, and to tell you the truth, I think it's for the kids as well. The younger people, you know, trample through the.
It's very possible that in the next 5 years, we're gonna be flying more drone missions than big plane missions.
I agree with that statement. I think that we're gonna be flying a lot of drone missions. I see a lot of other agencies using drones more and more every month, you know. You know, sheriffs and those kind of people. Police departments, sheriffs.
A lot cheaper than a helicopter.
Thanks, Bob. Bob's suggesting that we have an FAA class here, that we hold a class here for the UAS drones to get your FAA 107 credentials license, and that's a good idea. We'll have to follow that up and see if we can't get some interest in that.
Well, there's 3 of us already have that.
Right, right. So, don't you have your drone credentials now?
What's the process of getting a 107?
Depends if you're a pilot or not.
Okay, if you're a pilot.
A pilot generally has to just answer a questionnaire and take a test, and then get a sign-off from an instructor.
So those questions are really just drone-based questions, like what's the max altitude that you can fly?
Right.
Are there restrictions that you can't fly, like at airports?
Okay.
Questions like that are drone-specific versus going over the sectional air charts that a pilot would be quizzed on also.
Right, right.
Okay. So
Now, if you're a non-pilot person, then you actually have to go through a ground school and do it that way. Get your
Okay.
ground school.
So if I have a pilot certificate but not current and they haven't flown
I
in 20
don't know the
years?
answer to that one.
so basically you have to pass the test. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
The Part 107 test.
Right.
And how do you study for the Part 107 test?
So you can
Online.
either pay, there's services available, or there's online, you can find some of them, study guides.
Or you keep taking the test until I get it right.
Yeah, but it is there is a fee to take the
But-
test. It's
but
like
An
$50.
instructor has to endorse it, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I can endorse them.
Right, so,
So, and speaking of tests, since we're kind of talking about it, the FAA just came out in June or July, a feature called Trust. It's basically for recreational pilots. If you don't fly for business or for hire, you have to take this one-time test. It's not a pass or fail. It's you have to pass 100%. It's real easy. It just
so
asks
it's
the
an open
question.
book test.
Open book,
Yeah.
and there's no cost. It's free. You can do it online. It takes about a half hour or 45 minutes to get through it, but once you've done, you have a certificate, and you need to keep that certificate with you, so that if an officer comes over and questions you whether or not you have that certificate,
See if you get a
you have
ramp,
to provide
ramp
it.
check.
Say again?
See if you get a ramp check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
from the FAA.
it's basically common knowledge, you know, who has the right of way, big airplane or the drone, obviously big airplane. Questions like that. And it's everybody that owns a drone has to take it before they can fly it. Even remote controlled airplanes, not considered drones. Anything that has a remote control and that gets airborne, you have to take that test.
What is
Even if
the-
you've already taken.
Even if you're a Part 107, you still have to have that cert.
Which one, the trust?
The trust,
Really?
yes.
By a certain date,
No, not by a certain date before you fly.
again. What do you mean before I fly? I've been flying.
Before you fly, as of June, since they came out with that. Now they're going to give you leeway of 1 year, so you have 1 year to get it done. But
Okay.
you could be questioned, and that's one of the things you will
Yeah,
be
because
required.
I just renewed my UAS
Yeah,
FAA license.
that doesn't include the trust.
You gotta, every 2 years, I think you gotta do some sort of
Yeah.
test
Renew it.
online to renew your FAA, your UAS license to. Yeah, you know, it's funny, it's, if you look at the SQTR, sheet required, you know, it's CAP has the SQTRs, you're not familiar with that, but you'll get familiar with it. But they have the SQTRs, which is for a technician, for UAS technician, and for a pilot UAS. And the credentials and the requirements are actually higher than a private pilot, guy that flies a real airplane.
That's weird.
So, you know.
Because you don't
it's-
require it, you don't have to,
Huh?
for my instructor license, I have to renew it every 2 years, but not your pilot certificate.
Right,
You just have to remain current BFR every 2 years, and,
right.
you know, you're 90 days, within 90 days, your 3 takeoffs and
So,
landings.
so CAP actually has different rules, so you just have to read the rules for UAS, you know, and for CAP, if you want to do it, and you don't have to do it, so.
I'll stick to the big airplanes.
So here's one of the things that's good to
I
know.
think that's why we're all here, by the way.
Right. And I appreciate that. I'm not a pilot, but it's still interesting to me because now I get to learn what you guys learn, and I have to know the rules of what you guys have to abide by. And so it works both ways. If you don't know what a drone operator is, his limits, you could be in violation of his airspace and not know it. So just different things like that. It's always good to know. More information, the better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're coming out. When I heard that thing on the TV news reporting about the Del Rayo migrant thing there,
Yeah.
and they put a TFR in that area, right? And they were
Right.
making a big deal on TV about it, and I'm going like, well, I researched that, and I actually called the FAA at Riverside here and checked into that TFR. Well, it was only because it said, when you looked it up, it was between the altitude of 10,000 and 13,000, which is kind of unusual, right?
Yeah, for,
Usually
well,
they go
for
down to the
drones.
surface, right?
Yeah, that's unusual for drones, because drones don't go that high.
And yeah, they were making a big deal about they had to shut down their drones and all that.
The news media said
Got
that
it wrong.
they were being suppressed because they weren't allowing the drones to fly because there was a TFR. Well, nobody bothered to find out what the TFR was before they blabbed on television what that was, what the problem
They
was.
lied again?
No, they were misinformed again.
It's just bad information that they
Yeah.
were putting out.
Yeah.
That's new.
But anyway, like
news.
the next day they were flying their drones again, but I don't know what brought that on, but.
It had something to do with the border.
But my point with this is that while the guy was saying it, when he was repeating it back to me, he says, "Oh, well, let me check the special TFRs for drones."
Right,
Because now they have TFRs just for drones
yeah,
also.
which I didn't think of,
Makes sense.
you know, but it makes sense.
But there were none out there just for the drones for that area.
Have you seen the TFRs out there by IPL?
Not lately.
You know, they have like 5 or 6 TFRs almost every weekend for
Because
for
of the
drones, right on the border,
Yep.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And so it's the border patrols, drones, doing
Recon.
doing surveillance.
Yeah.
So we get the TFR, and they're usually to 400 feet, right?
Right.
AGL. Well, we have to fly over them. If we want to fly that same track, we have to fly higher than them.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk too much because of the camera on the.
Right.
The regulations.
I'm not
that
gonna
we
say
have to
where.
Follow down
Yeah,
there,
I'm
but
just gonna say that it's
there are
happening.
altitudes sometimes that change when you get that close to the border
Yeah,
on what you can or cannot fly at.
does it?
So sometimes it's this many fingers and sometimes it's that many thousand.
Okay, got it. Can't see that on the camera, right?
Right.
All right, good. Yes, up to now, I mean, we've been able to say whatever we want to say during the meetings, and we haven't really had to worry about it, but now we do, so. Anyway, Ben, you had some professional development issues?
Well, I just finished teaching one of the
You can come up here if
modules.
you want, or you can sit right there.
I'll sit right here.
Okay.
I just finished teaching one of the level 3 modules in the online virtual, what they call VAR, virtual. Don't know exactly what the VIR stands for. Anyway, we use Teams to do the class, so so that's a national project. So you sign up in a national on the national website. If you are an instructor, you can sign up to teach it. I don't know if anybody in here is an instructor. But if you have any questions about the new education and training program, I'm an instructor for levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. I can teach any classes, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you have, for instance, people that need to finish their level 2, part 1, get them together, and we can finish those level 2, part 1 courses for your promotions. So there are some level 2, part 1 classes that you can't do online unless you're part of a cohort in these services.
Billy's here tonight, so we're gonna go over Billy's requirements.
Okay.
Because we want to get him promoted based on his military background, so.
Okay.
We need to go over that and find out what we need to do, okay?
All right.
Also, I'm glad that you mentioned promotions. I have the printout here for promotions. There's nobody in the squadron that's ready for promotion, so that's over. No.
So, the guys in here with military experience get some kind of preference? Is that what-
You may, yes. We'll have to talk to you. Everybody's individually credentialed, for that. So basically, if you look at the promotion eligibility report, and I think that, can they all get this? Just me, huh? Okay, you can look at this before you go. It actually tells you how many months that you've been in cap, how many months you've been in grade, what your requirements for your grade are to make the next grade. It's like, let's see here, George Takahashi. He's been in here 246 months. He's been in compliance for 139 months, but he still needs to do something to get his
Well,
lieutenant colonel
so he needs
credentials.
level 5.
They,
You need level 5.
no, they kind of, I had everything I needed,
You did?
but they played some games with it, they changed it around, and
You didn't actually get it in the last update,
didn't get it.
but have you done level 5?
What's level 5?
Typically, it's National Staff College.
It used to be national staff.
Oh, it's not anymore?
I think I've done everything.
So we have to go over your level 5 requirements and see if you're done. It doesn't say that you're done here, but it says you need level 5 to be complete, to be lieutenant colonel. And I'd love to get you promoted, so let's go over that. We don't have a professional development person, but I'd like somebody to volunteer for that if they want to. And basically, your job would be to look everybody up and find out what they need and help them along, get that. I can sign the things off, and Ben can sign things off to get you up there, but we'd like to get you promoted as quickly as possible. we don't always look at this information all the time, so you're gonna have to help me out and kind of look up your own stuff. But if you want, you can have a copy of this eligibility report, which will kind of give you a summary of what you're gonna need, so. Like I'd like to get Terry Pratt promoted as well to lieutenant colonel, and looks like he's only got,
He also needs level 5.
he needs level 5, so. But there's a lot of people that can be promoted by just doing a certain level. Let's see, who else is in here? Looks like David Cole. He needs level 2, and you need to be a technician, so in a technician level.
What do I need? Level 5?
Level 5.
Probably. Did you look him up too?
No, would be promoting the
Yeah.
lieutenant colonel, so.
Yeah, you have
That'd be level
299 months in CAP, so you got 59 months in,
And you-
and you need 60, so one more month and level 5.
Where do I find out what I need in level 5? Is that just one course, or?
Pretty much you just go in and look up
It's,
level 5 on your professional development.
Okay, so the way level 5 works now is, there are 30 modules.
Oh,
I'm not sure how many.
Yeah.
There are like 20 plus modules that you would complete, either in an in-person type of course, which there hasn't been one for level 5 yet that I've ever heard of, or you'd have to take it as a cohort in Access and e-services. So you'd sign up for a cohort. I was working on that. I did not finish it. It is not an easy task. You might also need level 4. I'm not sure if you completed level 4 or not.
well, it doesn't tell me that any levels lower than that.
Yeah.
It just says level 5, so.
So
But because he's gotten to a certain place, he's already a major.
you still have to do level 4 before he can do level 5. So if he has not completed level 4, you still need to do level 4
Okay,
first.
so I would assume that because he's a major, he completed level 4.
No, because when he was major, the requirement for major was level 3.
They've all been upgraded, I know, and
Yeah.
it's thrown a big monkey wrench into the deal. But still, we'd like you to, we'll help you along and to get your promotions, any of you. So just let me know what you're gonna need.
So you might have to do level 4 first.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
So here's how you look it up, okay? Let me see if I can get this on the screen there. The iOS or Apple did an upgrade, and it all looks different today, so.
No.
Want to find out what's up with Don? Why don't you try the old-fashioned method? What do you mean, like stalk him?
Old television. Again, these are a lot of upgrades that I'm not even completely familiar with yet, so. Professional development, right, Ben?
Yes, it's still.
Professional levels,
Yep.
you go into professional development, and then into professional levels, right here. And this is where you should be able to look up what you need for your, right? Okay. And then you hit the professional thing, put in your CAP ID. Anybody here want to volunteer their record?
219243.
Hang on. Not so fast.
219243.
Gotta get the 21,
92
92,
43.
43. Okay. it to work. Okay, so now we come up with one, and on the right-hand side it says select one, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, so this is your level 1 training, your level 2 part 1, level 2 part 2, 3, 4, regional commander, squadron commander, things like that.
Okay, so since level 4 is showing, that means he has not completed level 4.
Okay, so let's go to level 4, just
Otherwise, level 5 would
out
show.
of curiosity. Well, it says 3 too, so has
No.
he completed 3?
No, the highest one that shows is the one he needs to work on.
Ah, okay. So these are the requirements. If you look at it here, it says level 4, group 8, group 6, group 5, group 7. So there's things that you have to do, and they have to be completed. And then, do they have to be verified by me or you or both?
Some of them do.
Okay.
We're in group 3, right?
No, it's a different type of group. It's,
Yeah.
This is the group of things that you have to do for your
Where the- I
level
can't-
4.
I can't see that far. What does it say?
I'm sorry, which one you looking at?
The top one?
This
First
one here?
Yeah.
what does
It
it say?
says, it
Let's
says
see.
level 4, group 8, and it says valuing volunteers.
So that is a module in
LMS,
LMS and Access.
right, Access.
Okay.
And you do that, and when you do that, you complete it, you show me the document that you completed that. They probably get
If it's done in Access, it goes in automatically.
automatically, okay.
Yeah.
So if you do it in Access, it'll complete that.
So all those are, can you scroll
Right.
down further?
Huh?
Is there more than just that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
So, yeah.
There's also, there's
Now you're
also-
getting down here to the more difficult things, because it's more than one line, so. Civil Air Patrol Safety Program for the group or wing level leader, these are modules you have to do. Basically, you read the information, you may have to take a test,
Yeah.
and then when you pass the test, then you automatically get the thing,
You
will
stand
update,
on one leg and pat your head.
right? So,
Now, there's some people at Squadron 45 that just asked me to try to teach a level 4. So if I can get a whole bunch of people that can do a level 4, we can probably get it done in 2 weekends.
okay. You gonna do that remotely, or you gonna do it here in a classroom
I
setting?
would like to do it in a classroom setting.
Okay. We'll have to go over that.
Yep.
See if I can get some volunteers.
So if level 4 is what you need,
2 weekends, huh?
So as you,
Wow.
well,
Yeah.
it's each module is about an hour long. If you do it in person,
see all these things you still have to do, that's like the 4th page, 5th page. All those
Well,
are
no
little
wonder I
modules.
haven't done it.
And they don't take very long. Yeah, they don't take very long to do. A lot of these things are 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Some of them are a couple hours.
I can
Do they
check
have
away.
a basic officers course still?
no.
Okay, so when I took that, it was 40 modules that you had to finish, right? And take tests on every module, and then
It's been put into level 2 primarily.
is it?
Yeah. So the
Remember
level
the
2 modules-
ECI 13? You probably remember that.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
ECI 13 was what the officer's basic course
Yeah.
took the place of, right?
Okay.
And now something else has taken the place of that.
So, so the modules, like for instance, level 1, they'd already kind of gotten into the module thing for level 1.
Billy, can I show you a record?
Yeah.
What's your cap ID?
It's 667-877.
And then level 2, they had SLS and the officer basic course. Officer basic course was online. SLS was an in-person class. So they combine all that stuff into different modules for level 2. Level 3 used to be CLC, so they put that into module stuff that's done in e-services, or could be done in person, or virtually like I did taught tonight.
So your screen looks a lot different than mine, because I just went there in my screen, so I don't know if it's a permissions thing or not, but
What is?
Could be
I,
information.
I don't have
somewhere.
like the group 6. It just tells me, it doesn't
Well-
have as much title, but it's basically the
Is
same.
that, which level is that for
This is level 1.
level 1? Are you on level 1 or level 2, part 1?
Oh, I'm at level 2.
Well,
Let's see.
yeah, but see, there's still stuff to finish in level 1. But,
I don't know, I think,
but these may not be for him to finish.
Yeah.
These are just cadets have to finish this. Okay, so let's
no,
go.
no, no, no.
No?
Each block has a certain number of those that have to be done. A lot of blocks have different ways to do it.
Okay. Let's
And-
go down here. This is the last block. It
Right.
says level 1, group 6, choosing your path for level 2.
Okay, so he chose, which one did he choose?
Military.
Well, he chose the military.
Which is a
So he's done on level 1.
right, he's done his level 1.
That's what I thought, but we're still trying to learn. All of us are trying to learn what to
Alright,
do.
so
So now
level-
we're at level 2, part 1.
So I did all the computer stuff, and I thought that was it, but I guess there's more.
There are a couple other modules that have to do, that have to be moderated.
Okay.
Either moderated in e-services and access or or an in-person type of thing.
Okay.
How do you know the difference?
There's a list on GoCivilAirPatrol.com that shows it. Shows which one's which. So if you want to go to GoCivilAirPatrol.com, I can show you.
Okay, so right now he's got a lot of stuff in level 2, part 1 that has not been done. There's a couple of things that have been approved. Cadet protection is probably coming from somewhere else. Path to progress. So he's got that one finished.
Yeah.
I think I have 2 or 3 things I need to do.
Yeah. So you got to get that done. What else does he have to do to get his military upgrade?
Okay,
Does he have to go
so
to level 2?
now he hasn't finished part 1 of level 2 is all.
Part 1. Okay.
And then usually before they approve a major or above, that person's gonna have to be doing something to show.
His job here will be training pilots.
Okay,
So that's what we're putting him on for.
okay. Explain in the remarks on the form 2 that that's what he's doing.
Okay.
You can't just say, oh, he just finished his, checked off his stuff and he wants to be a major.
Right.
You have to say.
We have to have a purpose for him to be here.
Right.
To give him an upgrade. Okay. So you're going to be teaching. You're going to be teaching CFIs, or are you going to be teaching just pilots?
Whatever you guys need.
We really need somebody that can teach both.
Then-
So I
then
don't know
both.
how many hours that takes, but
Yeah.
the first thing we got to do is get you in as a CFI to teach other
Have you
pilots.
done your form 5?
No, I haven't. I'm still working on mission scanner. I'm waiting on the exercise.
Okay, don't need to get mission scanner to get form 5.
Oh, I don't. Okay, I thought I had to.
No.
Okay.
So get your form 5.
Be
Get it-
careful. Terry has other requirements.
If he does, he's impeding people.
I understand that.
You're a CFI, CFI double I?
Mhm.
Okay. So you're going to want to get, I don't know, you talk to Terry.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
he's
gonna-
been. I've been working with him.
But again, scanner's not required to get a 4-5. Scanner's required to be a mission pilot.
Okay, I probably confused those then. So.
Okay.
Okay.
So, anyway, promotions. Promotions, you have to kind of help me out, because I don't look at this stuff every day. I don't have a professional development person to help you out, help, need you in the side and say, hey, look, you gotta do these things. So you're gonna have to look them up yourself. If you need somebody to help you get them done, and Ben's a very good source of information, and I can help you out on some things as well. So if I can't figure it out, I usually ask him. So, anyway. Specialty track, you wanna make sure that you get on a specialty track. Here's a list of all the specialty tracks. I printed this out as well. You may be able to print this, I'm not sure. But you guys can look these things over before you leave if you want to. But I'd like to get some of you guys promoted, so that's a great thing. And
So to be on a special track, they really need to have a duty position.
Right,
So duty position and specialty track go hand in hand.
right. So,
They
and I
are-
put that request out a couple of weeks ago. I put a request for people to help me out in the squadron. So you get a job, and then you're gonna get a specialty track associated with that job. So, unit citation, this, you know, we got this unit citation, a couple of years ago. Do you remember what it was for?
Not exactly. The certificate is in the back.
We have it posted?
Yeah, but it doesn't say what it's for, it's just a certificate.
Yeah.
I think it had to do with the, gosh, I can't remember what it was for.
Yeah, neither can I. But anyway, so we got another unit citation award just recently. I don't know if everybody knows, but you can wear that ribbon as
Okay.
well.
So the new one,
The new one,
California wing, the whole wing got, was a National Commander's Unit Citation Award.
right. Is it the same ribbon or? we
No,
got
it's a different ribbon.
There is a different ribbon.
It's a different ribbon. The ribbon that, if you were in the unit when the unit got, when the squadron got that award, you can wear the green ribbon.
Oh,
Which
that's
is-
right. It was green ribbon. Solid
Okay.
green, yeah.
The National Commander Unit Citation is a different ribbon. And I don't remember the order of precedence. I think it's right above the green one. So,
So if you want a ribbon, you'll have to check and find out which ribbon it is, and you can order that from Vanguard.
of course, you can't wear the ribbon on these uniforms.
No, you don't wear ribbons on these uniforms, so there's other uniforms you can wear your ribbons on. And we usually wear those at special occasions, like a group dining out or something like that, or maybe even a meeting here with the special circumstances. So sometimes when somebody gets promoted, we wear the shirts with ribbons and for respect, so. Anybody have anything else to go over? Mike, Lon, David, Roger? You have to excuse me, my brain's on a different.
Yeah, I know, but that's all right. Yeah. Don't fall on your
Yeah.
head.
Billy, anything else?
No, thanks
Are
for
you-
the help.
Do you understand what's going on with this?
A little bit. I'll probably chat with
Better?
Ben afterwards just
Yeah,
to
chat with him.
make sure
He'll
I
show you exactly.
actually understand what I think I understand.
And then,
Yeah, I'll try to follow your path then.
if I get rid of my stuff.
No. Thing is, at level 1, you can do almost everything online except for the summary conversation. Level 2, they start adding a couple modules in each part that are supposed to be a discussion, so it's not just online stuff. You have to talk about it, so they're moderated. And level 3, about half of them are moderated. And level 4 and level 5, all of them are moderated. So they have to take it in some type of classroom setting, or you have to do what they call a cohort in e-services, where they actually give assignments, written assignments and stuff like
So
that.
you don't have to fly back east to Alabama and go to the National
Nope.
Staff College and spend
You do not.
$2,000 doing that?
You do not have to do that
Great.
anymore. They don't have Region Staff College anymore. They don't have SLS anymore. They don't have CLC anymore.
Is that because of COVID or just because it's
No,
been
because of the
redesigned?
new program.
Okay. Great,
So the
great for
CLC
everybody.
CLC, which I completed, is no longer valid?
Right.
Well, you had to have it for something.
No,
Now-
I just did it.
No, if now there was a period of time that if you had already taken CLC and then eventually you finished your level 3, you would have gotten awarded your level 3. But that time has passed.
Yeah.
So again, if you have CLC and haven't completed level 3, it doesn't count for anything.
Wow. Yeah, so I actually climbed up the ladder to level 5 and I'm glad I don't have to do all these modules you guys gotta do. So I just did it a different way, so. I had to go to
I-
National Staff College, I had to go to Regional Staff College, and they were both pretty expensive trips, so.
Military, big military.
I-
so
I-
way now.
I like the
All
idea that you don't have
base,
to travel anywhere to
learning,
do these anymore.
all computer-based.
I don't like the way they implemented it.
And then
Okay.
school. It's
Well, it needs some refinement,
Oh,
I'm
wait.
sure it'll get that way.
ridiculous.
I should have waited till they stopped recording for that one.
That's okay. We are, at 8 o'clock, and so I'm gonna adjourn the meeting, we can shut the tape off.
If you could delete that last part.
That's okay, we don't have to like everything.